Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rick's Blazing Takes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it. SimWorld, what up? This is Rick Blaze coming to you live and direct. Another episode of Rick's Blazing Takes. Happy holidays, you filthy animals. Let's talk about some stuff. Per usual, when I get into what I'm going to talk about, I got to put my my warning sign up.
The following comments are views and expressions made by Rick and Rick alone and are not necessarily those of SimWorld. If you are too serious, sensitive, easily startled, weak stomach, mama's boy, or Cowboys fan, you may want to turn off. If you've been recently dumped, eat pizza with a fork, love good times, ranch dressing, and Jason Statham movies, you may want to turn off. If you use the word conversate in actual conversation, you may want to turn off at this time. Thank you.
By the way, I've looked up the Webster has now put the word conversate as an official word, which is a sad time as a U.S. Person in the United States of America, because conversate was not a word, but you guys have abused it so much, and your grammar and your diction and your phonics and everything has been so terrible over the years. You forced Webster to put conversate as a word. It is actually not a word. It is now. Thank you very much. The country is burning in hell as we speak. All right, that's not what I want to talk about, but I just had to get that out of my chest too. That was bonus. I want to talk about finally what needed to be done has been done. Finally. It should have been done week 12. But here we are in week 15, 16, and it's finally happening. Kirk Cousins is out. Michael Penix Jr. is in. That should have happened weeks ago. Coming out the bye week, the Falcons should have had Penix in the game. I remember distinctly a few people, one person in particular in SimWorld, talking about Kirk Cousins is the man and Penix not starting this year. And I was like, nah, I beg to differ. I wonder if that person is going to give me a public apology. Maybe not, but just know I keep all my receipts. But listen, the Falcons made a decision to pay Kirk Cousins in the offseason. I wouldn't have paid him that much money for a guy who already didn't have two good feet to coming off an Achilles injury to at 36 years old. I didn't see the draw in that, but the Falcons saw fit to give him 4 years, $180 million. And then they drafted Penix at number 8, which was a smart move to do. I like the fact that Penix didn't start initially. I like that, actually. I think most rookie quarterbacks are not ready to start come game one. There's a lot that goes into a game prepared to be an NFL quarterback, and the game moves a lot faster for most people. But after week 12, I mean, you should have gotten the bye week. He had a chance to get in there. He's been sitting for most of the season. He should have got in and got his feet wet. But I understand, the perspective of the Atlanta Falcons. Hey, we're in the playoff push, we're in the playoff hunt. We're going to let our veteran quarterback do his thing. Yeah, but he's been struggling like for a long time. And as a result, the team, especially offensively, have been struggling. Now, there's been times when Kirk was good, but lately he's been way more bad than he is good. And so because the division is so sorry, you can be 6-7 and still have a quote-unquote chance at the playoffs. So that's the situation the Atlanta Falcons found themselves in. Hey, we want to give Penix an opportunity to start to see what he got, but we're in no man's land. We can make the playoff run with Kirk Cousins and get the doors blown out first round, or let's see if Penix can lead us into the playoffs, and let's see if we can go ahead and start this future quarterback right now, and that's where we are. They should have been there since week 12, but finally. Now, I will admit, I do have Michael Penix. I drafted him on my dynasty team, so I do have some stock in him starting, but nevertheless, good job. I guess for the Atlanta Falcons, better late than never. Durag Penix, baby, is on the prowl. All right, next topic, let's get into it. This is the holiday season, Christmas holiday, and I'll be honest, growing up, this was probably one of my favorite holidays. My parents and my whole family in general, but my parents did a really good job of setting my sister and I up really, really well. You know, we had a ritual that we would do for years, and the ritual, I'm gonna make a very long story short, and I'm gonna try not to get emotional this holiday season. So we would make our list of things that we wanted as kids, you know, for toys or whatnot, and then the thing was, on Christmas Eve we would go to my dad's side of the family. And then Christmas Day, we would go to my mom's side of the family. So Christmas Eve, we would leave like 9 o'clock at night. Because my dad's side of the family, it starts late on in the night and it kind of rolls over into Christmas. It's kind of how it worked. So we would leave my parents' house and we would all go to my dad's side of the family for Christmas Eve. And we would party there. And then we would all get back from my dad's side of the family, maybe 1, 2 in the morning, right? We're kids. And when we get in the living room, miraculously, this is every year, our toys or our gifts will spread across the living room floor. My sister had hers on one side, and I had all of mine on the other side. And this will go on for years. And the crazy part, the fun part, and the cool part about it was when we left the house, there was nothing on the floor. Like, my parents wasn't the type to have, they have a Christmas tree up, but it wouldn't be just gifts under the tree. It would just be a tree. But at the end, when we come back from my dad's side of the family, all of a sudden the floor is just plastered with gifts everywhere for both my sister and I. It was the coolest thing. It was almost like, if you believed in Santa, Santa dropped the gifts off. If you didn't believe in Santa, your mom and dad did a really good job of coming back home and taking out the gifts. And it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. And so that was our thing for years. I mean, when I say years, I mean up until me being an adult. Always up until my sister had kids. So probably with COVID happening, and after COVID since, for the last few Christmases for sure, it's been different. And I know everything doesn't stay the same. Things change, and I understand that. But it hasn't felt quite the same. My sister and her kids don't really do the Christmas celebration thing anymore. So the joy of that, of seeing the kids unwrap gifts and the joy of seeing kids excited about receiving things, that's kind of not really existent. So after last year, I told myself I was going to try a new tradition for Christmas. Initially I wanted to leave and just not be in town at all for Christmas. Just be by somebody's beach. Just make a brand new tradition. However, I didn't want my mom not to have a version of Christmas. So I'm going to decide I'm going to stay in town for Christmas, but I'm going to leave around the Christmas time. So this year, I'll be leaving for New York. I'll be back in town for Christmas, only for my mom, to be honest with you. Because I didn't want her not to have some version of it. And I know people are going to say, and I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, well, you know, Christmas is about, you know, it's fake and this and that, and they're going to give you all this stuff. But let me say this. People, and particularly people of color, we've had the ability since forever to repurpose things. And so now, whenever someone talks something negative about Thanksgiving, you know, it was about this and that. Yeah, that's true. Christmas, you know, it wasn't about. Yeah, that may be true. But my point is, you repurpose it for what it means or what it should mean to you. And to me, these holidays mean the coming together of loved ones and enjoying each other. Because a lot of times, it's the only time you get to see your loved ones for the year, especially your extended family and friends, right? So the coming together to say, hey, and this moment allows me to think about you and to celebrate you as we celebrate each other. in a positive light. There's so much bad that goes on every day. There's so many stresses and worries that go on the other day. If a holiday, regardless of what it was originally intended for, if I can repurpose a holiday and make it a time to enjoy and love and reflect on and show love to my family and friends, then so be it. That's what I repurpose it for, right? Just to give a little history lesson, when people of color were enslaved, they were given the worst of the worst, the pig, the worst of the worst part of the pigs and everything. We took that and we repurposed it and we gave you oxtails, right? Which is a $30 plate now. We've given you all types of things that wasn't intended to be good, that was repurposed to be something fantastically tasting, although still not good for us. But I'm just saying, the point is you repurpose things for what you want it to be and maybe not for what it initially started off. You know, it says, well, someone intend for bad, God intend for good. I'm not going on some big tangent. I'm just getting out of the way. So my point is, for people who don't celebrate holidays, that's cool. I'm not here to say whether you should or whether you shouldn't. My only point is, for me, regardless of what it was intended for, I repurposed that in my heart to use that opportunity to be with family and friends and loved ones in a positive light. So with that being said, enjoy your holiday, however you enjoy your holiday. And if you don't celebrate the holiday at all, cool, no problem. Just do me this one solid. Tell somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. Tell them that you love them. Call them up, or maybe just text them. Tell them you're thinking about them. Right? Tell them you hope their day is going well. Tell them you hope their year is going well. Tell them you wish them a happy new year. Right? Because we all need that type of push. You know, you never know what someone may be going through or what they be holding on to. And for some people, this time of year may be the only time they get a decent meal. This time of year might be the only time their neighbor smiles at them. You never know, right? So I think times like this bring out, for the most part, the best in people. And if we gotta repurpose a holiday to get the best version of folks for at least one day or for at least one weekend, I'm all for it. Hey, make sure you like, subscribe, things of that nature. Put in the comments, what do you feel? How do you feel? What's your opinion about what I just said? Let's cuss and discuss. Happy holidays. God bless. Peace.